and is the director of 1040 Hope, which is a missions organization that plants churches in the 1040 window and has office space in our building. And he's a brother and a friend. Ben, I got some questions for you. I'm actually going to ask these questions, and you can answer them. Last week, David went for it, man. He took the questions, the answers, all of it. All right, one, why the 1040 window?
Well, when I was 17, I felt called to preach, and I just thought I was going to be a minister to America. But when I went to Bible college in Louisiana when I was 20, it was there when I even first heard about the 1040 window and the 3 billion people there that have little or no opportunity to even hear about Jesus. And one of our teachers even said there are about 300 million Arabs who, if they die today, most of them are going to hell because there's almost no opportunity for them to come to Jesus. And after that class, that just pierced my heart. And I remember going and praying, and I was just weeping for these people. And I just knew in that moment that the Lord had called me to the 1040 window and the Arabic-speaking people specifically. And it would take me 3 years before I would go, but that is why I went, because of all the Arabic nations, except for one, the evangelical population is less than 2%. And that is why I went and lived with them among 10 years, and now I'm here incorporating local churches and focusing on the 1040 window and the Arabic-speaking people specifically.
Specifically, where did you live?
I went to Beirut, Lebanon, and lived there for 10 years.
Cool. And you came, was it 5 years ago?
2018.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's how math works. Four-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are y'all doing? What's 1040 Hope doing over there?
So currently we are in 4 countries, working among 6 unreached people groups. We have 3 church plants in Lebanon, 2 church plants in Algeria, and 1 church plant in Morocco. We specifically plant these churches by providing coaching and training seminars to the leader and the leaders of these churches, and specifically fund their needs as far as paying for their rent or resourcing their lead pastor. One of our pastors joined our program, one of our training programs 10 years ago. He actually released from a Syrian prison, came to Lebanon, found the Lord, started our program, and is now pastoring a church among his people, the Kurds, which is an unreached group. And there are 200 people that attend this church that are all from a Muslim background. We also are able to support a ministry in Sudan that is training 150 church planters because Sudan has just opened up to the gospel, but there are virtually almost no churches. And so there's a great need there, so we're supporting this ministry so that they can plant and train more leaders. And we specifically send teams to help these churches. We send mission teams. We send missionaries. We've sent a total of 7 missionaries, and we're sending 2 teams this year. At the end of this month, actually, 2 of the members from our church, Patrick and Jamie, are going with me with a team I'm taking from Georgia to minister to this Kurdish church that I just mentioned, and also our Algerian pastor, who often has had many groups closed by his government because of the persecution. They can meet no more than 5 people in one house. Oftentimes, they have to go to the woods and pray. Well, we're bringing them to Lebanon to do a training seminar with them, encourage them, and strengthen them as they are doing what God has called them to do. And so this is exactly what we've been doing. And since 2008, because of these activities, we've been able to present the gospel to over 7,000 people, 2,000 people be discipled, and over 400 people make commitments and decisions for Christ, which for people from a Muslim background is a big deal. Yeah. And they give up everything for the Lord.
Amen. So just, well, President, something, just to make sure, and I've never been one for great details, so you can correct if I'm wrong. So the Kurdish people is a people group, okay? They're a people group that are amongst a few different nations, but they're in Lebanon. Specifically, that's the church plant that you're working with. The Kurdish people is in the millions, right?
Yes.
Okay. In the millions of people in that people group, there are not many Christians, and even before that church plant started, there weren't many Christians at all amongst the Kurdish people, correct?
Correct.
So you are supporting a church plant and a people group where there almost were no Christians, and now there are hundreds of Christians.
Yes, that is correct.
That's the kind of stuff that we want to get excited about. Is that right there? Like we get to, that was one of the things that reason we give them office space upstairs, one of the reasons we want to do more stuff with them in the future is to get behind that kind of stuff there. Because there are people groups where there are no Christians, and when we say, all serious, we said, we have the distinct opportunity to actually get behind this. That's it. So, what are some of the ways that we can get behind this?
And before I go there, I just will add that all of our church plants right now are all among unreached people groups where the evangelical population is less than 2%. So then I just want to say thank you, church, for what you have done. Because specifically, you helped us establish a church in Egypt a couple years ago and helped start 70 groups. And I just want to say that happened because of you guys. And I can't express enough how important it is for me to know that my local church supports our ministry and our work. And so that every time I come and go from these trips and just have y'all's backing, it means the world to us. And I just can't say thank you enough, and just to say continue to do what you are doing. For all of y'all who have supported us financially, you guys make our work possible, and we could not do it without you. For providing the space for us to work, for Patrick fixing it up so we can move up there, for Jamie participating in the internship, preparing for missions. I just want to say continue what you're doing, because without you, we could not do this work. And as long as you continue, we continue and be faithful in the task that God has given us. And I just want to say thank you, church, and I love you so much.
All right, that's awesome. I want real practical steps. How can they pray for you? You have an email sign up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you go to our website, you can sign up for our newsletter and get our updates that Jordan Surratt does an awesome job writing. And we'll give you information about what we specifically need prayer for.
Okay. How can they give to what you're doing?
So you can go directly to our website and hit the donate link, and then you have options to give specifically to a project or just give generally, or that way you can give through PayPal as well. But that's the easiest way, is go to our 1040hope.org and click on the donate link.
All right, when we get done, stay right here. Okay. If you want to come and talk to Ben, which I encourage you to come and do, guys, this is exciting work. This is some of the most exciting frontier ministry work, and we have it right in our backyard. So we're excited about this, and I would love for y'all to connect with him. So I'll pray for you in a moment, but I just have some quick few closing announcements. First, if you are a parent of a student, that's middle school to high school, we would love for you to stick around directly after. We're going to be in the first floor basement over here. We're going to eat, and we're going to have a conversation about students going forward. So please, even if you didn't sign up, and you can, please stick around. We'd